MMA Rants and Raves, UFC 116. Chris Leben versus Yoshihiro Akiyama. Guys, amazing, amazing fight. If you haven't watched this fight, I always say this, but stop this video, get this fight, watch it, and come back for the recap. Okay, guys, let's talk about this fight. You basically see at the beginning of the fight, Leben throws a kick, Akiyama catches it, and then gets a takedown. Now, not much is done with that takedown, and you basically see Leben getting back to his feet quickly. You see a lot of leg kicks being exchanged, some punches, but then you see Leben taking a kick to the groin. Tough as nails, Chris Leben just comes back, shakes it off, continues the fight. 308, another takedown, and then Leben gets back to his feet again, and then towards the end of the fight you see Akiyama with a takedown with just seconds left into the fight. Now, Akiyama didn't do much with those takedowns, and of course Leben did some with the stand-up. You got Akiyama landing some stuff in the stand-up. So basically, since you got those takedowns, maybe you can give this round to Akiyama. Moving on to the second round. I mean, about 3 minutes they brawl. Unbelievable. I mean, I saw Akiyama just landing a full punch to Leben right on the noggin. Just keeps on coming at you. The American zombie! I mean, they call this guy the crippler. He's a zombie. I mean, he could just take an unbelievable amount of punishment and just keep on coming at you. It's just incredible what this guy can take. And as he takes the punishment, he's just firing punches at you. I mean, this guy is just fearless, relentless. Just keeps on the attack no matter what happens, no matter what you throw at him. Really incredible. And then we learned something about Akiyama. Here's a guy who can also take a lot of punishment. I mean, he landed some good shots. Leben's heavy-handed. Landed some good shots in Akiyama. Akiyama keeps on coming. You know, standing up. Also looking for positions of takedowns. And basically, it's just a continuation of the first round. But, you know, in the second round, you see Leben landing more leg kicks, doing better in the striking. You know, the second round was kind of close. Maybe you can side with Leben. Moving on to the third, the continuation. You see Leben assaulting Akiyama with kicks, and then about 4:03, you see Akiyama gets another takedown. And this was really interesting when Akiyama had that takedown. I mean, this was kind of comical too. We have everything in this fight. You have action, you have striking, you have takedowns, and you have double-sided punches. It just looked funny. And of course, it wasn't funny for Akiyama. I'm sure he felt them. And you know something, throughout this fight, I wanted to make a point here. Despite all the takedowns that Akiyama was getting, it just seemed that Leben was doing more on his back than Akiyama was doing on top. But like I said, I got to give Akiyama credit. I've never seen a man take that many punches from a guy like Chris Leben and just continue to fight. And of course, you know, those punches were having an effect because he was getting tired. It was having an effect on his cardio. The announcer said that he tripped on a stool. He couldn't even find a place to sit. He was just so tired. But, you know, the guy has heart, and he was fighting his heart out, fighting a great fight. And then basically, it looked like Leben was in trouble. Not in trouble to get knocked out or anything, but he may have been behind in this fight because Akiyama won the first round, in my opinion. Second round, he may give it to Leben. But if you look at the third round, Akiyama had that takedown, and he was on top of Leben for most of the round, even though Leben was doing more damage. So in many judges' eyes, they would usually give the fight to the guy who's on top rather than bottom, even if the guy on bottom is doing more damage. So in any case, Leben was in trouble. I mean, talk about clutch, right? You have him looking to get different kinds of submission attempts, and that's what I want to mention about Leben. Very underrated ground game. Here's a guy who has very good submission techniques. He's not just a barroom brawler like people think he is, but that's what he's known to be because of his many fights. But he was looking very crafty, very tough on the ground. So at 3:02, it just seemed that Leben had this armbar just fully locked in. I mean, he was completely vertical. His legs were up over his shoulder. He had that arm fully extended. I mean, this guy must have arms like Plastic Man. I don't know how he didn't tap. Amazing, tough, talented guy Akiyama is as a grappler. Trouble. And basically, it looked like at the end of this fight, Leben was in trouble because the guy that's going to win the fight in the judge's eyes. So talk about clutch. I mean, so basically the clock is winding down, you see the same thing, but all of a sudden, 29 seconds, you see the crippler basically get one leg above the head of Akiyama, gets the other leg tied in, and tries to get in this triangle. and it was basically 30 seconds, 29 seconds, and the crippler comes up with the submission, and Akiyama taps out. Guys, what a fight! Amazing! And like I said, when you watch fights, you know, usually don't get what you expect, but boy, did he put on a show. I mean, you gotta hand it to Chris Leben. Tough as nails. 2 weeks notice. He had a tough fight before too. Remember that. That fight against Simpson was not an easy fight. To come back 2 weeks, to put on a performance like this, you know, being a cardio machine that he is, to be able to come back and prepare and to look as good as he did was just extraordinary. Very impressive win by Chris the Cripple Leben, in my opinion, the American Zombie. I'd like to know what you thought about the fight, guys. Leave comments below the video. Please rate this video and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in.